Hi there, this is Lori Howard. I want to share with you today something I've learned in this last week or so about what smart women know about finding the perfect job for them that 85% of people have no idea about. And so first I want to ask you a question, and I want to ask you to just consider, how do you feel about your job, your current job right now? How does it make you feel? As I was doing some research for an article I was writing, I found what I consider these crushing worldwide trends in how people feel about their work. In 2016, Gallup, those are the polling people, they declared a worldwide employee engagement crisis. So that includes all working adults around the world. So it's not just local to our city, our town, our state, our country. This is a global phenomenon that people have identified. And this also explains a recent trend that I've noticed of a fresh focus on employee engagement assessments and improvement efforts in companies. And you may even have seen this in the company that you work for. I know I have several clients right now who have shared some of their experiences with a new focus on employee engagement and the assessments and the emotions sort of turned up as they decide whether they think they can trust their employers to make changes or not, or whether they're going to make the right changes. It really is becoming a prevalent trend. Then in 2017, a Gallup poll found that 85% of working adults do not like what they do. So that means of all working adults, men and women around the world, the activities that people are doing for pay, day to day, week to week, for their vocation, people don't like. They're just showing up and doing what they can to get through it. Considering we spend most of our waking hours at work, this is really sad and really kind of depressing. Now, the numbers are a little bit better in the US, where only 75% of people don't like what they do. Still not good, though. That means only 15% of working adults around the globe actually enjoy their jobs. 15%? That's incredibly small, isn't it? In the US, it's only 25%. It does feel a little like an epidemic of people who just don't like what they do and don't know how to do anything about it, so they stay there. And then if that wasn't enough, in 2019, in May, the World Health Organization announced that the International Classification of Diseases, the latest revision, the ICD-11, now defines an occupation-based burnout. So they're actually identifying as a global phenomenon this concept of job or career burnout. I find that crushing myself. I find these statistics very sad. And if I happened to bring you down with me, then let's take a look at what you can do about it. How you can take control and avoid burnout. How you can take control of feeling engaged at work yourself without having to wait for your employer to figure out what to do. How can you be one of the thriving 15% who enjoys your job? So let's talk for a moment about how smart women are joining this thriving 15%. And the way that they've done that is they have made what I call the 5 shifts. So in my work with clients and from my own personal experiences, I have learned that the smart women who are part of this 15%, those who love what they do, have made 5 key shifts to successfully find the job that they were born to do, so that they were able to find a job that allows them to reach their potential while receiving the income and acknowledgement they deserve. And I'm going to share those 5 shifts with you now. Shift number 1, smart women stopped focusing on what they don't want and started to focus on what they do want. Now, the brain loves to focus on what it thinks you want, but it ignores the words no, not, and don't. So for instance, if I say, don't think of a pink elephant, what do you think of? Immediately, you think of a pink elephant. If I say, do think of a pink elephant, what do? You also think of a pink elephant. The only way to not think of a pink elephant is for me to say something like, think of a yellow banana. And voila, you are now thinking of a yellow banana. The same is true for the job you want. You need to focus on what job you will enjoy and what that job would be like, and then your brain will help you find what you want. Shift number 2, smart women embraced their true, real, authentic selves, and that means they embraced their strengths and their values today. Did you know that the brain is designed in such a way that its strengths support its weaknesses? This is one of my favorite things I learned about how the brain works. If you focus on improving your weaknesses, absolutely, without a doubt, you can improve. We've all done it, right? We've all learned new habits, tweaked things, improved things. But if you focus on leveraging your strengths, your brain will naturally improve and shore up your weaknesses. So how awesome is that? This is why you need to discover and embrace your strengths, because that is where your power is. Now, values are the principles, beliefs, and attitudes that guide our decisions, actions, and behaviors. They're guiding it even if we haven't identified what they are. Now, values can also change as we go through life. Most of us weren't really taught that. We might have done a values assessment in our 20s and haven't realized that major life events change us and change our values. So it's important to reassess your own values to be sure they're compatible with and supported by the work that you do. You need to embrace the real you of today, your strengths and your values. Shift number 3. Smart women have overcome the 3 fear barriers, and we have all experienced these. Fear of uncertainty, fear of being not good enough, fear of failure. Everyone knows and has experienced these fears. I don't care who you are. It's a human thing. The problem is most people stop when they feel fear, doubt, or disbelief. To avoid burnout and feel engaged at work and enjoy your job, you must overcome these fears to reach your goals. You have to find a way to work with them, work around them, or work through them. Shift number 4, smart women target their ideal job, and then they seek it out, take aim, and land it. So once you know what you want and are clear about what is your perfect job, the one that brings you joy, you need to make every effort you can to go and get it. And shift number 5, which is perhaps the most important shift that smart women made to join that 15%, was to secure support and accountability. This journey can be hard. Look, 85% of people around the world have just settled into or are feeling stuck with not loving what they do, with hating their work. There aren't going to be a lot of people on this path to join you. So it can be difficult and you can feel like you're going it alone unless you ensure your successful completion by getting support and having accountability. If you want to join the smart women who are part of the 15%, you have a decision to make. One thing every successful smart woman has in common is that they reached a point where they got fed up and decided they weren't going to live this way anymore. This is true for all of my clients. Every client who's had success have this in common. They decided they weren't going to do it the old way. They're going to take a new path. Trying to find your perfect job and deciding to find your perfect job are completely different things. Trying implies a hope, a wish. It's wishing. Trying is kind of like, I wish I could find my perfect job. I hope it works out. Deciding is an active choice that is very often followed by action. It's a commitment, and that makes these two different things. You can't find your ideal job until you decide to do it. So my question at this point is, have you decided? Now, I know that finding a perfect job is hard, and talking about these 5 shifts seems pretty easy. Putting them into action isn't. And if you're feeling kind of stuck and know that you want to make this decision and know you want to move forward, but you're not really sure how to proceed, just give me a call. Schedule some time with me, and we're going to get you on the path to a job you love. There's no cost for that call. I really, truly want to help turn this tide. This is something that I am completely passionate about. I hate these numbers being so small. I want to see that 15% grow and grow and grow. Make a decision for yourself, and if you want some extra support, give me a call.